Hi bros, in this video I'm going to draw 20 heads with Loomis Method and see how much I improve. But before I start, let me address one question that I think a lot of people have when they first hear about this. Why do we need Loomis Method at all? We can measure face angles, proportions, get a pretty decent face at the end, right? Uh, Probably yes, but the problem is it would still look flat because you don't have a solid foundation underneath. And on top of that, it would be almost impossible to make any changes from your reference. You would basically be forced to copy one to one, like no freedom at all. Okay, so this is how I started with my challenge. I draw Loomis construction on the face itself just to understand the angles and where everything sits. Then I draw the Loomis head separately at a different spot on the canvas. After I do line art, or at least something close to it, to be honest. At this step, I turn off the first Loomis head layer and I try to replicate, like I would say, three-dimensionality and proportions of the reference. I'm not trying to copy on 100% because it would not really help me in my studies. And second, it would just take like endless amount of time. Yeah, I'm just trying to draw it pretty close, but not 100% close. And this is the first one. Yeah, it's pretty rough, but it gets better. Trust me. The more heads I drew, the more I noticed that I'm actually not great at breaking down references. First, you would think, yeah, you just tracing the reference. What could be the problem? Yeah, but even in that case, you can actually fail because like you're not tracing lines you're seeing. Yeah, you're tracing basically construction. If your idea of construction is wrong, you would just end up with a mess, even if you're drawing on the top of your references. Yeah, I tend to draw head shape too small and too big jawline, and in the end I would need to fix it, make my head bigger, my jaw smaller. After like a few such drawings, I finally understood the problem. I hope I'm not going to do it anymore because it really hurts when you need to redo like whole shape to make it look okayish. Here is another thing. It is about perception. Like you know that many artists use mirror when they draw, and the reason is that you can look at your drawing with a fresh eye. When you're really used to seeing one scene, you can skip your mistakes. But for me, like even mirroring is not 100% help. For example, I can wake up the next day and see my drawing that I did yesterday and be like, oh, this is like nightmare. I got like one tip that fixes it for a bit. So while I am drawing, I can close my eyes for about 20 seconds. I need dark in this case. So I close my eyes, I wait, open it, get my fresh eyes. Noticed that the more I draw, the more accurate my drawings tend to become. There is a reason why. I am constantly comparing what I'm drawing to the reference, comparing angles, proportions, and the most importantly, visualize in my head lines, like especially vertical and horizontal lines. And the reason why it is actually pretty difficult to mess up this line. Yeah, because it's straight line. You can use it for like a point of observation to make it more accurate. There are some series that I want to mention. That basically, Sam does arts. He has this like series of videos where he uses Liquify to fix people's art, you could be really amazed why this Liquify like saves art. Like what's the reason? And the reason is that he basically fixes proportions and horrible faces start to look pretty in this case. So yeah, proportions doesn't matter, guys. Measuring is a key. And one thing I forgot to mention, I finally started to draw in bold heads. Probably I can throw you a comparison. As you see in the first part, comparing to the second part, I went straight up to drawing hair. Really bad idea. You need to at least be sure that your head shape looks at least decent. And after that, okay, you can go straight to drawing hair, and you can even erase like parts of your head that are covered by this hair. Draw bold heads more. Maybe I need to pick up some bold references for me. Maybe that would be my next video, drawing bold women. I hope not. Okay, so this is my final result after drawing 20 heads, and I'm actually pretty satisfied. I procrastinated a bit this video because I can show you actually my latest drawings that I make, and basically I just continue to use the same approach as I did. The result is really decent.